In a tiny apartment on Hollywood Boulevard lived a kind of fat guy. He loved zombies and guns. He had a lot of guns, but he had never met a zombie. He had thought about zombies and the zombie apocalypse a lot. He had multiple plans that he would execute if the zombies ever came. His name was Bob. Bob liked zombies before The Walking Dead. He was a zombie head before it was cool. Bob's apartment looked like a hoarder's, although he would disagree. Plastered all over the walls were zombie movie posters. Bob claimed to have every zombie movie poster. Well, in today's world, he had to make an exception. Every good zombie movie poster. He didn't count straight to Netflix or Sci-Fi Channel shit as real zombie movies. Covering the zombie poster wallpaper in many places were gun racks. Although, like any real gun fan, he had extra pistols hidden around the apartment for close encounters. There were assorted swords, axes, and other medieval weapons hanging on the walls also. His apartment was half zombie hunter, half zombie museum. Through the silhouette of weapons and posters sat the round image of Bob, sitting in front of his TV, eternally flipping through channels he mostly hated. Every once in a while stopping at gruesome news stories about death and murder. A few years ago, Bob was watching the news from the exact same spot when the report came on about the guy in Florida on bath salts who ate the other guy's face off. A news reporter on TV actually said, "Is this the start of the zombie apocalypse?" Bob's heart fluttered with adrenaline at that moment. He remembered all of his end-of-the-world plans. How many times had he blabbed about what he would do if the zombie apocalypse ever came? Confident stories about knowing exactly what to do. Loudly telling everyone at gatherings how he hoped the zombie apocalypse would happen. That usually followed by an awkward silence, then a slow clearing of the room around Bob. He always hoped a new world would wash over this one. A new world where his guns and his zombie knowledge would be king. A new start, where Bob was cool and others needed him. A world where girls needed him. His eternal channel flipping suddenly stopped. A CNN headline on the TV read, "Bath Salt Zombie Rampage." Video feed was from a helicopter looking down at an intersection. One naked man was running up to cars, pounding on windows, each car speeding off. The newscaster came on. "Warning, the next images are violent and should not be viewed by children." The camera cut back to a replay of the naked guy, still from the helicopter camera. A homeless man walked up to the naked guy unsuspecting, and the bath salts guy jumped at him, grabbing and biting his neck in one fluid motion. Blood sprayed over the asphalt like they both got hit by a red water balloon. The bath salts guy kept biting at the hobo's neck, and they fell to the ground together in a dirty, half-naked, bloody hobo ball. After a few seconds, a cop car came screeching to a halt next to the bloody, naked hobo ball. A cop jumped out from the car and pulled his gun. The bath salts guy popped up with inhuman speed. Blood sprayed from his face as he roared and he charged the cop. From the aerial camera view, it looked like the cop shot him, point blank, at least 4 or 5 times. But the naked guy didn't stop and grabbed the cop. Blood sprayed again as they fell to the street. "This man, naked and seemingly immune to bullets, is being dubbed the Salt Zombie. He's still on the loose in Venice Beach. He's a cop killer and should be considered, not armed, but very, very dangerous. Residents, please stay inside and lock your doors until the police can apprehend this madman on drugs." Inside his apartment, Bob thought this was the coolest thing ever. These news images were just like a movie. Just like the movie Bob had imagined in his head so many times. A little, almost insignificant news blurb that is improperly classified as a madman on drugs, turning into a real zombie apocalypse. Bob hoped. The helicopter camera had lost the action and continued to focus on the blood splatters on the ground at this intersection. The reporter sadly announced, "We'll get back to you as the story develops, but right now, back to your regularly scheduled program." The TV screen flickered, and the speakers began shouting the all too familiar, bad boys, what you gonna do, what you gonna do?" Bob's second favorite program was the TV show Cops. The TV screen flickered again, and the news reporter Bob had just been watching was back. "Hello, folks. We're back again with another breaking bath salt zombie-like case. This time in Hollywood at the famous Hollywood Highland Center. If you think Bob should grab a few guns and rush to Hollywood and Highland as quickly as possible, press 1A. If you think Bob should keep watching the news, press 1B."